Hello, welcome to the latest special edition of Last Ball Boxing. Today we're joined by Worksop's boxing sensation, Nicola Hopewell, and the new EBL European champion. How you doing, Nick?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, really good. Have your feet come back to the ground yet?
Yeah, I think so.
So, obviously, congratulations. Let's have a look at the bling. Look at that.
Very nice.
Wonderful. Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
So, this was only your 5th fight, right?
Yes, 5th fight.
And the first time you've gone the distance, 8 rounds, was it as well?
Yeah, 8 rounds as well. So it's the longest fight I've done as well. So yeah.
So obviously we were watching the fight. How did you feel coming into the 8th round? Because you didn't look like you were blown at all.
I felt all right. Like I said at the end, like when Chris said to me, like, "Oh, how did you find it?" And I actually felt it all right. And if you watch the fight, like she was leaning on me quite a lot as well, which I think that can be tiring itself. That can be as tiring as you actually boxing. So I was quite surprised actually.
She made it very difficult for you, didn't she, all night?
Very difficult, yeah. So she was tying me up all the time. As soon as I threw something at her arms were going around me, but her arms like going under me and like around my back, so I couldn't actually move. So I was like trying to go around edges a little bit. Well, what I could. But yeah, she made it difficult for me to punch her in parts. I couldn't get stuck in as much as I usually do because she just grabbed me straight away.
Did she carry much power, Nicola?
I could tell she was that little bit heavier than me.
Yeah.
But in all fairness, I was all right. Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't look very troubled, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I didn't feel as though I was in trouble in there. Felt pretty comfortable.
So she normally boxes the weight above yours, right?
The last 2 fights that she's done that I've actually seen, because she's been on the last 2 cards the same as me, she's actually boxed at featherweight. So
right.
Yeah, so it's a few weights above me. But naturally, she's a natural bantam / super bantamweight.
Right.
So she came down a little bit for this fight, but she did struggle with it. She did weigh in, I think, 53 for the fight, which was a little bit heavier. So obviously didn't actually fit in with the belt. So if she'd have won, she weren't qualifying for like the title because that was super flyweight. But with me weighing in at 51 and a half and she was 53 and a half, the bout could still go ahead.
Right.
So was the plan to always take her late then, Nicola, with a carry? Obviously, there's signs that she was struggling to get down to the weight. So was the plan to take her late?
Yeah, it was just one of the things. I knew I had 8 rounds to do, and I knew she was that little bit heavier, so could possibly punch a little bit heavier than what I could. So yeah, it was just more being patient and being sensible and not getting caught when I didn't have to.
Yeah.
Because obviously one punch can change a fight, and obviously if someone's that little bit heavier than you, there's a bigger risk there. So yeah, and then it got to probably round, I think it was like round 5 or round 6, and Chris said, right, you can step on it now. She's tiring, you can step on it. But I tried to push and throw as much as I could, but she was just grabbing me, so I couldn't get in as many punches as I liked.
Yeah.
It must have been a really frustrating fight, but
yeah.
That being said, that's got to be a really good learning fight as well.
Yeah, I feel like that's
you're having to.
Yeah, definitely. I don't feel like I got frustrated, but I don't feel like I showed it in my boxing. Like I don't feel like I started like rushing things and trying to get that KO because I kind of knew it weren't going to come in that fight. So I tried to be sensible and I just tried to win the rounds.
I thought you won it easily, to be honest with you. I don't think there's any point during the fight that I thought you was in trouble, and that's being honest.
Yeah, I didn't feel in any sort of trouble. Like I did get caught. Obviously, you get caught in a boxing match you're going to, but I didn't actually feel that I was in trouble at any point, or I didn't feel like that she caught me with like a big shot or anything like that.
So let's go back to the build up to this fight. I think you can talk about it now. I'm guessing you can talk about it now.
Yeah.
People might not know this that follow you on social media, and they might not know this that went to the fight.
Yeah.
But you had your opponent changed 3 times.
Yes, I had 3 opponents, but it actually changed 4 times. So I had an original opponent, so that was Vanessa. We believe she was training in Spain, so there was no issues with her coming over. But then she actually got offered another fight for a different belt. So then they replaced her with one of her stablemates. So then I was matched with I think it's Christina. So that was matched with her. She came over to the UK. She was in UK about a week and a half before the fight. She couldn't make the weight. They told us that the week before that she couldn't make the weight. She was too heavy. So then they matched me again with Vanessa. Vanessa said that she'd take the fight, but then we didn't realise that she was in Argentina, which is on the red list. So she was no longer training in Spain. She'd gone back to Argentina, so then she couldn't come over. So the weekend that I spoke to you last, I actually didn't have an opponent. They was working on it, and they said we will get you somebody.
Yeah.
And it was just lucky that Cara, who I fought, had actually been training to be on the same show, but at a higher weight. And her fight couldn't go ahead either. So we made the fight out of me and Cara, which was pretty lucky to say that our weights was close enough together to actually allow that to happen. Otherwise, they would have had to look elsewhere for someone.
I mean, fair play to Cara for, you know, dropping the weight, etc. You know, you have to give credit where it's due.
She did drop quite a bit of weight as well. I was talking to her before the fight actually, just after we'd weighed in and stuff, and she did say that when she found out about it, because her original fight was at 56. So obviously, when she found out about it, beginning of fight week, she was like 50, 55 and a half, 56 kilos. So she really did have to cut a bit of weight for it. And she did say that she weren't sure she wanted to do the fight because obviously she's seen me box before. But then she said, "Why not?" I was pretty lucky with that one.
So take us back to the start of fight week, or even the weekend travelling down. You took a coach load, didn't you?
Yeah, we took a coach from Worksop. Yeah.
I know you'd done a lot of social media work prior to that, selling the tickets and stuff. So it must have been really satisfying knowing that you were going down there, and before you're even lacing the glove up, you've got a coach full of people.
Yeah, you knew before, like we knew that they went down Saturday morning, so we had like updates from some kids on bus and some of our supporters like, oh, the coaches just set off and really excited. So then obviously it makes us excited that they're travelling down and they're on the way. So yeah, before like we even got in the venue, we already knew that we had like 50 people going to be there to support us all.
Great stuff, isn't it? I mean, is this a coach full, I'm assuming, of fans for other fighters from your stable as well?
Yeah, so it were for all of us as well. Yeah, it were for all of us. So like people from the gym, family members that were just going down for the day, friends that were just going down for the day. Because there were a few of us that did stay over, like my mum and dad, like the other girls' parents and stuff, close family who stayed over. But then other ones who just went down for the day, they went on the coach.
It's really good support, isn't it? It's a long way to travel.
Yeah, it's a long way. And I don't know if you did see it on my social media, but one of my friends, she said that she wasn't coming, but about a month ago, she booked it and didn't tell me. When I got there, she'd been messaging my mum as well in the morning, and she said, I've just checked into the Hilton, don't tell Nick. So I goes into the Hilton with like the group of people and just stood there like waiting to check in. And then she comes up behind me and I just looked at her and went, "What are you doing here?" And just burst out crying. I felt so stupid.
It was a great social media clip. It was.
That's really good though, isn't it? Knowing that you've got that support from that's your best mate as well, isn't it?
Yeah. She's been my best mate for years now. Yeah.
It's good to have that backup.
So, Nicola, you know that I'm the one who normally asks the awkward questions, so I don't see why I should book a trend.
Oh, go for it.
So, I noticed that you and Chris are alluding to a big name who might be up next. Now, I don't want to name him, obviously. But when we say a big name, just how big name are we talking without giving the clue away, obviously?
Well, I've already seen that Chris has posted the name on social media, so I'll give you a big clue. And it's not my best mate. It's not my other best mate, but she's Australian.
Say that last bit again.
She's Australian. But it's not
She's
my
Australian.
best mate. It's not my Aussie bestie.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
It's a different one.
Right, I'll have to jump
That'd
onto
be a bit awkward, wouldn't it?
I can't fight Ebs.
And where's that likely to take place? Do we know that yet?
No, Chris didn't say no. It's in. Well, I think I've got 2 more fights before we even say where or when. But it's just something that we can challenge for, really.
Yeah.
Is that for anything in particular?
The WIBA world title.
Say that again.
WIBA.
Get in.
You won't be able to work it out now.
So I understand. There's a card in Workshop on the 31st of October.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Is this a card just for your gym?
It's for our gym, yeah.
And where's that being held?
It's going to be in a pub called the Railway Club on Stanley Street. It's where Chris has done all his amateur shows. It's
Okay.
not the biggest of venues, so tickets will be quite limited. It's not like the arena or anything like that. It's quite small. There'll be a good atmosphere in there because I'm sure we'll pack it out. And yeah, I think it'll be a good show.
Great stuff. Well, seeing as though it's so close, and me and Carl have been moaning that you're not fighting up here, we'll hopefully be coming along to that. So if you can hold a couple of tickets for us.
Yeah, definitely. I'll put your name down. I've started a list. I have started the list this week, so I'll get your names on there. Make sure you don't miss out.
Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be great.
Yeah.
So going forward, then you've obviously spoke about next steps, and you're saying that this potential world title fight is going to be in 2-3 fights time.
Yeah.
What are you looking to do then in the meantime with your next 2 fights? Obviously, defend your European.
I think Workshop will be defending European.
Yep.
And then I think December, Chris is going to work on the interim WIBA world title, the interim.
Right.
one.
Okay.
So obviously, it'll just depend on how that one goes, I guess. Just take it 1 fight at a time.
So this unnamed Australian opponent, is she the current holder of the title?
Come on, Nicola. I'm not going to let you get away with that. If Chris has named the person on Twitter, come on, surely you can get it.
I don't know if he meant to do it.
I'm going to have a look now. And I'm going to name them.
Okay. Just look for Australian super flyweight boxers.
Yeah.
While Carl's doing that, I can't let you get away without telling us. Apparently, you've popped your cherry when it comes to having tattoos.
Yep.
So explain how that come about.
So Monday, my plan for Monday was always me, my mum, and my dad was to go and see Ebony before she went home. She texted me Monday and said she got a flight booked for Tuesday, which I was like, oh my God, can we still come see you? So yeah, we still went up. We went out for a Yorkshire pudding wrap because we had one in April and we loved it. But the only thing in April is Ebony ended up eating half of mine because it was the day before I weighed in. So I didn't actually eat the full one. So I said, if we go again, I need to eat the full one. So we went and did that. And then while we were eating dinner, she was going to get a Yorkshire rose on her wrist, just because she boxed in the leads and stuff, just to remember it by. So she's looking for tattoo places. We found one. we went over. We walked in. The guy was at the fight on Saturday. So when we walked in, he was starstruck. He's like, "Is this a joke?" Like whenever he walked in. She's
And
like,
how tall was he, Nicola? How tall was that geezer? He looked about 8 foot tall in the picture.
Oh, he was so tall, wasn't he? So then we goes in, and then he's just proper starstruck. And then he's like, "Oh, yeah, I can fit you in," because she's like, "I need it doing today." So we goes in. He's like, "Oh yeah, come back later on." So we get to the time and everything. So then she says, "Oh, like my room needs packing, and there's this running thing. Don't matter where she is, I always end up helping her pack her cases. It's just like my job now. I must be good at it." So my mum and dad were going to walk around Leeds and stuff. So we goes back to hotel, and I helped to tidy up, pack her stuff, whatever. And then she had this idea that I think she mentioned something about, "Oh, I wish I could take you to Australia," or something like that. And then she says, "Actually, I've got a better idea. Why don't we have a matching tattoo? So that I'm always with you and you're always with me," sort of thing, which I thought were quite cute. And then I was like, "I can't have a tattoo. Like, I'm scared in case it'll hurt." Then a bit later on, she mentioned it again. I was like, "Do you know what? You only live once. It's going to be special. Let's just do it." So we did it. And we were thinking, what can we have? And then it was either going to be a love heart or a diamond. And we thought that, like, I think she's like a diamond and she thinks I'm like a diamond as a friend. So we just thought the diamond worked, and it's just little, it's just cute, and it's in the same place. So we thought it was cute.
Yeah, how did that hand look on Sunday? It looked a right mess Saturday night when she got interviewed.
It was very swollen, very swollen. She's not broke it though.
No.
She just said it's a lot of bruising and swelling, but yeah, it looks quite sore. She was struggling, you know, like pack. I was like having to do all the cases and everything because she can't put no weight on it or anything like that. So.
Yep.
Nick, do you want to give a quick shout out to your sponsors, because your kit and everything looked amazing at the
Oh yeah, so my kit was done by EV2, so we've got the t-shirt on now. So my kit was all done by EV2, and Rival actually made my gloves for me to match my kit.
Right, okay.
So that's the first time I've ever had a kit like that before. Just amazing. I'm so happy with it. And then other sponsors that sponsor me, I've got KC Sofas, Goodwin Racing. So Gordon came down from Goodwin to watch the fight. JTM Building, Richards Boxing. So they're my main ones that was on my kit on Saturday night.
Brilliant.
Great
Well,
stuff.
let me just offer my congratulations again, Nicola. Well done. It was never in doubt, obviously, but you went and did the job, so well done.
Thank you.
We're not going to keep you too long. I feel like you're part of the show nowadays. We're going to have to do some sort of solo presenter thing, because you're on air that often. Anyway, it's fantastic to have you back on. You know you're welcome on here anytime you like.
Thank you.
Next time with a world title over your shoulder.
Fingers crossed.
But thanks again for coming on. Much appreciated, and congratulations once again.
No worries. Thank you for having me.
No problem.
No problem. Take care, Nicola.
You too.